So I really enjoy movies like Limitless and even Lucy, that look at what's possible if we move past our current limitations of our mental ability. And it's an interesting question. What, if any, limitations are there? What could be possible? But one thing is for certain, that most of the limitations that we set for ourselves in what we can do, what we can have, and who we can be are far more constrained than any real limitations there are, if there are any. So let's play with this. So, taking full responsibility for your own well-being. I choose to be limitless. And I choose to love and accept myself. I choose to be limitless. And I choose to love and honor myself. I choose to be limitless. And maybe even as I say that, part of me freaks out a little bit, wondering what's really possible. And could I handle that? But just for the fun of it, I choose to be limitless. And I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And all those people who placed limitations on me. They were just doing so from their own fears. And I choose to be free. I choose to be limitless. I choose to be limitless. That's not usually how I feel. I usually feel like I have lots of limitations. And as the old saying goes, argue for your limitations, and they are yours. I choose to stop arguing for those. I choose to push the boundaries. And maybe that thought scares me. All this fear of what's possible. All this fear of what might really be possible. Throughout history, there are people who have pushed the boundaries. Sometimes I feel inspired by them. Sometimes I feel intimidated. I might have all kinds of different thoughts about them. And part of me might say, thank God I'm not one of those people. Much safer to play small. And I choose to clear the fears that keep me stuck. All the fears of what might happen if I were limitless. Would I do bad things? I choose to clear any fear about that. Because people do bad things out of fear. And if I were limitless, what would I be afraid of? I could do a lot of good. And even just moving the borders of what my limitations are now I could set myself free to do a lot more good. For myself and others. I choose to be as limitless as possible. In body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath. You might even want to think about specific things that you'd like to be, things you'd like to do, things you'd like to have. And go back and tap through that round again, moving the borders and allowing yourself a much more expansive area that you feel comfortable in. Thanks for doing so.